It's us. It's we.
Hello.
We're here.
Nintendo Wii.
The Nintendo Wii is here.
Anthem.
The Nintendo Wii is here. Anyway, hey everybody, it's a Magicast party. I'm here with Maplebrooke again. I'm the keeper, Super Ninja 5506. I play all the characters that aren't these ones.
Now it's time for us to guess who's going to go first in the introduction. Josh,
But
you
it's
go
all
first.
okay. I am American Josh, also known as Josh. That's it. Those are the only two things people call me.
Who are you
And
playing?
I play West Wordsworth.
Wait, no, hold on.
You goddamn don't.
I am a big dumb super smart nerd.
All right. I'm I'm Boko.
No, I actually play Connor. I play Connor. He's a
Okay.
vampire.
You forgot.
Yeah.
I'm Boko, and I play Wes Wordsworth.
Like the direction?
Boy, I hate this bit
Yeah.
every time.
He's a
One of
big
these days we'll be
super
able to
nerd
get through a
who has
normal
bag.
intro.
I doubt it.
I highly doubt that.
I don't know if I'm capable of that.
Boko, please say who you're actually playing.
I'm actually playing Adva Lusitania. I'm going to be. Someone's going to complain about my pronunciation in 5 seconds.
I don't care.
Nope.
She's got a trident, and she likes to pull special moves out of nowhere, and it really upsets Connor and/or Josh.
A little bit of both.
It's not the moves. It's the fact you have 1,000 of them and they just keep showing up.
Yeah, it's fine.
They, like, turn around and you're like, haha, special move again. I'm like, what the fuck's happening this time?
Hold on.
Did you know I could summon hot pockets this whole time?
In this session, I will unveil the Kamehameha of holy energy.
Now hold on.
Isn't it crazy that I've been able to just fucking destroy God anytime I wanted?
Crazy.
Wacky.
Swissy,
My name's
please.
I'm trying, Ninja. I'm trying. It's very hard. My name is Swissy. I'm playing West Wordsworth, actually.
I'm sorry, just the way we set it up. When Swissy was forced
Now
to
it
say
sounds
he was playing.
like a bit, but I actually play West Wordsworth, who is a nerdy boy, and he is just a normal guy mixed up in all these shenanigans. So he
He's
joined
just
up
a
with
guy.
And now we're here. Now
Who
we're here.
also knows when people lie.
Yeah, I mean he's observant.
Who knows how he's doing that shit?
Is he the guy from
You literally
LA
can't
Noire.
bullshit him.
LA Noire?
Yeah, a screen
Pulse.
appears in front of him, and he's like,
Doubt.
Anyway, so last time.
Oh
on
wow,
Ma-
that's a good emote.
Okay. Anyway, so last time on Maplebrooke, the hunters chased Jacob into the woods, who was a missing person. They found him. He tried to drown West in a lake, but West was too wily and got away. Then immediately after that, West made a phone call. Adva teleported Connor and herself into the danger zone.
tree.
Unfortunately, she didn't roll good enough, so they ended up separated. Adva ended up directly above Jacob and managed to fall out of a tree and take out Jacob by knocking down some branches on top of him. And then Connor punched him in the fucking face, knocking him out instantly. They were attacked. They were attacked by some zombies after that, and West sustained a pretty substantial amount of damage. So the four of them, with unconscious Jacob in tow, decided to head back to the shed where Nigel, the groundskeeper, and kind of the hunts master guy, I don't know, he doesn't have an official title, the hunter senpai, was waiting, and they hashed out a plan to take out the Siren in 2 days' time. So that was on Tuesday that all happened. Wednesday, you guys spent shopping for your supplies, getting prepped, and it is now 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, and
The holiest and mightiest that wowed has won't.
it is now
Go ahead.
please.
it is now 5 a.m. on a somewhat chilly October afternoon, and the three of you wake up in your individual locations, preparing to start the day. You know that Connor is having somebody, so West and Adva, you know that Connor is having somebody pick you up, like, at the dorms to take you to his house. So it is,
Cool.
your quiet alarms have rung, or not quiet, I don't care how loud your alarms are. One of you has a roommate, though,
I don't care about Rad's sleep schedule.
Fair enough. Okay, so your alarms, we'll start with you, I guess, West. Your alarm goes off. Rad does not stir
Cool.
as you get up and prepare for the day ahead, I assume.
Actually, wait.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, did
did
you
Wes wake up at the
did
shack?
you intend to
'Cause
sleep
he
on
was spending
sleep in
the
the
night.
underground?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, he was spending the night researching in the library.
Okay. Yeah, so you wake up in the shack to the sound of your phone
Yeah.
going off.
Ah, I'm
You've
awake.
done
Yes, that is how someone
That's
who
how I
wakes
wake up.
says.
You announced to nobody.
I am now awake.
I have returned
so-
from the abyss.
So you wake up in the library where you were reading and doing some research the night before.
Yes, and I have, in fact, learned things, and it's gonna come in handy.
Perhaps.
Did you?
Who
I
knows?
did.
So, as you come out of the library, you see that Nigel and Jacob are both already getting prepped. Jacob has put on a hoodie that you don't know where he got it. Probably Nigel had a spare sitting around somewhere. Nigel's put on a hoodie underneath his Letterman's jacket. And Nigel is preparing some, like, quick breakfast for the three of you down here. He nods to you as you go, like, hey, how'd the research go? Got anything cool? Anything useful?
I think I have some things that'll come in handy. Yeah.
Cool. No need to be specific
So
about it.
Yeah, I'm working on it, Nigel.
Okay.
Doing my best out here.
All right.
All right.
All right. Cool. Would you like some?
So,
would you like some crepes? I made crepes.
Sure. That sounds good.
Cool. And he brings a plate of crepes to the table where Jacob is kind of still trying to process everything. Says Adva spent yesterday basically filling Jacob in on what he needed to know in order to do the role, in order to take on the role that you have kind of assigned him, which is to be a decoy to lure the Siren out from the lake, basically.
So, also Ninja, I've DM'd you just in case.
Okay.
So I look at Jacob and I just kind of so what do you know before I go and start saying things?
Oh, right, I know I know that there's some sort of monster that took over my brain in the woods. I know that you guys are using me to try to lure it away. And I know that Nigel is going to keep me safe, but I am also going to bring a sword just in case.
Radical. I don't say that, but
These are the things I know, and I know you guys are going to stop it while we're doing that.
Okay, so what I say next may not sound so whack. I have a bag of magic marbles now.
Oh, cool. Is that
Yeah.
something? Is that something you just found while you were hitting the books?
I found out a way to actually enchant my own bag that I already carry. I
then
turned it into what's called a juju bag,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
and I didn't really get much practice in, but the way it seemed to be described is it's filled with marbles, and upon throwing them, they basically take on a projectile-like form, and will shoot in the direction that I've thrown them, and burst upon impact. So that's gonna be handy.
Yeah, it sounds like you got some range on you now. That's cool.
Yeah, finally. That's where I belong.
All right. Excellent. I've got my flail, as always. I've let Jacob kind of pick through the armory, and he's picked out a sword to help defend himself just in case. But yeah, we're pretty much set to go. Do you know if I suppose you wouldn't know, you slept here overnight, but...
I can text them and see what's up.
Okay, cool. All right, Adva, you wake up.
It's time.
Do you say that out loud to nobody?
I guess I get up. I'm gonna have to remember myself. Remember not to go to swim practice today.
Yeah. You might be waking up at about the same time. What time is your swim practice usually? Because I know we've established that it's like in the morning.
It is in the morning, which I assure you is not the greatest for the rest of the day. Like I don't know. Let's see. Let's say it's at like, oh, so we're a colleague. Let's say it's at like 7.
Okay. Cool. So
I'm
yeah, you're
assuming,
waking.
like, classes start at 9.
You're waking up at probably about the same time you usually do. So, yeah, you're awake. And are you doing any special prep to get ready for the monster fight ahead, or just kind of heading down to the quad?
I'm just gonna head down there, grab my. I guess. Well, I'm gonna bother taking my swim stuff, my bag.
Okay, so you take your
just
swim.
like have like.
Yeah, you pick up your swim bag on the way out, and you head down to the
quad.
The quad. I don't remember. I think I called it like a plaza. It's the big thing in the front that's got like a fountain and that Rad skated on last time. I just realized it doesn't matter. So
that worries me.
As all of you kind of like walk up the path from the you being West, Nigel, and Jacob all kind of meet up with Adva at the driveway that leads into the dormitory area where the bus usually parks. And right as you get there, you see a pair of headlights coming up the hill towards the school, and you see a black limousine, pull up and park directly in front of you.
This can't be ours, right?
As you say that, the front window, the front passenger window, rolls down, and you see inside a elderly man who says, "I'm here to pick you up to take you to Master Coldwind's place. I am Benson."
I raise an eyebrow quizzically.
Pleasure to be of service to you.
And I am shocked, and also West.
Are you shocked?
Yes, like the direction. I understand.
He just kind of sighs and gets in the car.
Yeah, this time it wasn't a question.
Benson knows.
Benson knows. Benson understands. All right, so yeah, he he pushes a button that pops open the back door, and I guess the 4 of you pile inside, and it's pretty spacious in here. There's like some drinks laid out there's like an ice bucket. There's an ice bucket with like bottles of water in it.
Yoink.
What is the brand? What brand?
I was gonna say
vampires drink.
I don't know. Fucking. They drink blood. This is for you.
Fire Valley water.
I don't know what you're talking
Liquid
about.
sustenance.
Sure. I don't remember what kinds of. I don't remember what kind of. I don't remember what kind of fucking water they. I don't remember what kind of water they sell in Wisconsin. We've got Florida Spring down here, but that wouldn't make any fucking sense in Minnesota.
There's a lot of people just buy the Walmart brand water. Wiggly
hey, you know what?
It's
that really fancy water. If it's got like the glass bottle because he's fucking loaded.
Ooh, Koss?
It's fucking Koss water.
Or it could be Smart Water. We sell Smart Water at work.
Oh, it's Voss water. Sorry,
it's Voss water.
VOSS. Yeah, it's the really pretentious water.
For all I care, and it still isn't moving us any faster. Let's go.
It is Fire Valley water.
It's not. It's Voss. We've decided. I am the arbiter of the rules in this world, and I have said this ice bucket in the back of a limousine is filled with Voss.
Are you happy?
God,
no.
It's a fancy water.
And the back door closes, and Benson begins driving towards. He pulls up to the college and takes the U-turn around the thing, heads back down the hill, and begins driving you through Maplebrook. So you cross over the various bridges through the town. I don't know if you guys are making light conversation. It seems like Jacob and Nigel are just kind of being prepped for the day ahead. Nigel seems
Adva,
ready.
Basically.
Nigel seems ready. Jacob seems a little worried.
I'm going to hydrate.
I tell Adva about the juju bag as well, in the same manner I did to the other people.
Cool.
Can you come up with a better name?
It's what it was called in the book. I mean, feel free. I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, but you, as far as you know, you're the only one that's got one of these. So you could probably call it whatever you want.
I mean, it's just a bag of marbles.
You could call it West's Bag of Marbles.
I would rather call it a juju bag, if I'm being honest.
Would you, though? Because whatever you call it, we're going to have to call it for the rest of time immemorial, so...
And you would rather call it West's Bag of Marbles?
Kinda.
As a bit, or because it actually fits? Because I don't think it's
because it's your bag of marbles. I don't see why we have to get complicated. West's magic ball bag. You know what? You know what? I see the problem with that one.
Okay. As long as we're clear.
All right. So yeah, you guys have a spirited argument about this as Benson begins turning into like the rich neighborhood of Maplebrook that I don't know if I've ever actually named anything. So I'm not going to for now. It's not called Richbleburg. That's nothing. So as I don't know what it's called, but it's not called that. Equally bad, I would say. So as he kind of pulls into the neighborhood, he pulls the limousine up to a very large pair of gates. And as he pulls up, they slowly open on hinges that are mechanical in some way. And he pulls the limousine in front of a absolutely massive estate. And he puts the car in park and gets out and opens the door for all of you to get out.
I get out.
Okay. Why is every time you exit a vehicle, why is it a thing with you people?
All I said was I get out. You said he opened the door for us to get out, and I said I get out. What do you want?
West out the door.
All right, everybody exit. Do you have any, Connor? So you've been up. Oh, I should rewind a little bit. So
I get out and I tap dance and do a twirl. What do you want?
Not that.
Drop your bag of marbles.
No.
So I don't know. What does the front of your house look like, Connor? I was kind of imagining like a huge white house with like opulent windows and stuff. I didn't have a color picked out for the front door, but there's like steps leading up to it. You've got like a sizable porch.
Black,
nice black door on a sizable porch with steps leading up to it. There's like cool railings on it. It's all very good.
Because, you know, I saw that rain door and I want it painted black.
Yep.
No colors anymore. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to rewind a little bit. Connor, when you woke up this morning, you began getting ready.
I startled awake.
Yep.
Like thus.
Okay. You wake up in the morning.
I did, but I woke up 2 minutes before it because I was afraid I was about to oversleep my alarm.
I've been there.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that, except it's about 30 minutes.
I then lay in bed for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. You do this.
On my phone.
Okay. You do this.
Then I get up.
Okay. After, when Benson picked them up, he sent you a quick text that said he's picked up your associates, yeah. OMW, got your pals, is what he says.
Oh
How many emojis?
A thumbs up and then a car. And then 2 more cars.
I'm going to text back TITE.
Cool.
Titty?
Tight.
No,
Tight.
that's how you spell tight.
It is not, but okay. So as you like eventually come down the stairs to like get breakfast or whatever, you see from the kitchen as you like glance down the hallway, you see that the door to Lizzie's room is like cracked and the light is on, which is weird because she's never up this early.
It's time to be nosy.
All right. Do you sneak down the hallway?
I saunter up to the door.
Okay. Are you attempting to be stealthy in
Oh,
any
you are
way?
approaching me.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Why don't you act under pressure? I guess. Oh shit! I don't have this document.
I can't believe the door is
13.
exuding.
You do it.
Oh, Josh.
Well, the pressure is on him in the situation where he's trying to be sneaky and gather information to not be immediately caught. So that is the pressure that he is under. Let me open the page because I forgot to. On a act under pressure, on a 12+, you may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or you do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
I perfectly sneak.
Yeah, you completely silently.
Not even the house knows I'm there.
It's really wild. You're not even sure Benson can
Josh lives
find
in
you
Monster House.
So as you peek through the crack in Lizzie's door, you see that she is still like sleeping soundly in bed in a very like lounged out position. She sleeps very sloppily. But in the room you see with a lamplight on. The main light in the room is not on, but like there's like a side table lamp that's on.
Yeah.
And you get there just in time to see Laura pulling her sweatshirt over her head and getting set to, I guess, take off. You didn't even know she was here.
Perfect.
And she has not seen you because you did so.
Can I
good at sneaking.
creak the door open enough that she hears it?
If you want.
It's great. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Okay. As you do that, Laura looks like she's like pumping herself up for something and like starting to walk towards the window. You creak the door just enough to that she like jumps and quickly spins around and sees you, and she is kind of like frozen in shock for a second before she offers you a silent, awkward wave.
Good.
Nice.
I think everyone knows it's coming.
Oh boy, is it the shitty?
That's
grin?
right.
Here comes the
It's
finger
the
gun.
shit-eating grin and the finger guns.
She quickly holds a finger up to her mouth, like "be quiet," and then jerks a thumb at Lizzie, who is still sleeping. And
I nod in agreement.
And then she makes a shooing motion towards you.
I will pull the door back to where it was and skirt away.
Okay. All right, you do that.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to actually talk to Laura and let her know she can just use like the doors.
All right. Well, today
Because the
not
folks
this
are
day.
never home,
It is
and
not this
I
day.
clearly already know. And
Yeah.
Benson won't care. He's Benson.
Yeah.
We'll get there someday.
So it takes a little bit, and then you hear Benson pulling up the drive. You hear the wrought iron gates open, and then
I nearly hit Laura.
and then close. And as you open the front door, West and Adva and Nigel and Jacob all step out of the limousine. Not at the same time. That'd be crazy, but you know what I mean.
A clown limousine.
I get out.
You've been out. You're already out. All of you are out now. I've decided this for you. Nope. Benson closes the door behind you and begins to pull the car over to where the garage is. All right. Yeah.
Who scores the ball in?
Yours.
Are these fools just standing outside? Oh wait, me?
Anybody's really.
Where am I again?
You have walked out the front door. You were on your porch looking at all of the other people that just filed out of the limousine and are now in your driveway, leading with stairs between them and you, leading up to the porch. Can I get any more descriptive?
It's just like that one
right,
shot
cool.
from Dracula.
These are where
Don't worry,
everybody is here. The time is roughly about 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in that range.
All right.
Well, actually, I think it'd have to be
morning.
closer to 5:45 because you took 30 minutes to wake up and get down the stairs.
Sup?
Well, this was unexpected.
What?
What?
Babe, are you opening something to eat right now?
Sorry, that's my chocolate.
Adva has chocolate
I'm using it to eat
canonically
my-
right now.
Crunch.
Don't know where
I'm
she got
using
it.
it to eat my ice cream.
Don't know where she
Just
got
the
it, but
whole,
Adva pops a chocolate bar.
Yeah, I need the caffeine for the fight.
Chocolate doesn't...
Wait.
Okay.
You invest in caffeinated chocolate?
Yeah, I need to get my adrenaline up. I'm not swimming.
There's not adrenaline
Let's
in
do it this way.
chocolate ether. Anyway, West has said this is unexpected, I think.
And I have said what?
And then
In
the
genuine
conversation
slight
went to shit.
confusion. Yeah.
You know, the whole picked up in a limousine thing.
Oh, yeah.
Work for you?
Benson? Of course he works for me. He didn't volunteer.
Wait,
Whack.
what?
Well, anyways, you guys want to come inside? You just have to try to keep it down. My sister's asleep.
Yeah, sure.
I walk back inside.
I want to make West roll for something, but I don't know what I want to make him roll
Nani?
for.
Okay.
Lay it
I'll
on
say
me.
there's no real, like, just roll for noticing something. I
Wait.
guess.
Let's say, how about I'm observing?
How about I just have you roll sharp?
Sure.
Oh no, he's best at that.
Ah.
6. You notice nothing. You're so taken in by the house and everything that you like just kind of follow everyone else as they all go inside the house. So
I
I
hate
believe
not noticing things when I know there's a thing to notice. Ugh.
that's fine. So as you are all as you all shuffle into the foyer, which looks very nice, it's got like marble floors or whatever. I don't know.
The foyer.
Off to the left, you see a living room. There's a staircase directly ahead of you that leads to the upstairs. I don't know if I've said if there's anything off to the right. I suspect there probably is, but I don't know what's there.
I thought that's where the kitchen was for some reason.
Yeah, I think that my kind of like mental map of the house, right, is that the living room is off to the left, and there's like a counter that separates the living room from the kitchen, so the kitchen's kind of behind there. But off to the right side is like a different room that leads into a hallway that then
It could
next
be
to the kitchen.
Maybe like either a secondary sitting area or a study.
Yeah, something like that. Like it's your dad's study or something is off that way, and then that hallway loops back around into the kitchen and then goes down the hall where your sister's room is. So that's kind of the layout of your house as I've imagined it, unless you have any problems with that. So yeah, there are now 4 people who you didn't know 3 days ago in your kitchen.
Nice. That's not
or in your foyer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen because I need to use the counter.
Connor leads you to the kitchen.
And we're gonna apparate that this thing I put this here earlier. I'm gonna pull out a box that has the stuff.
All right. So inside this box
and begin taking it out of the boxes.
Yeah. So inside the box, I believe you got enough
headlamps, earmuffs, shortwave radios, and flares.
Yep, all of that, and also I think you got like secondary pairs of earbuds to plug into the radios so that you could keep them, so you could stay in communication even while using the earmuffs to like completely like
right. You run the earbud into the ear muff and then slap that bad boy on.
Yeah. So that is all of the equipment that Connor has provided for you.
I'm gonna swing by the fridge and grab 2 Jorts Moons.
All right. Equip them one in each fucking pocket.
I would like to point out that when I open it, there's just a shitload of Jorts Moons in there.
The refrigerator is
like
only Jorts Moons.
It's like that egg refrigerator, but it's all Jorts instead of eggs.
Yes, exactly.
Yay.
And
then I'm gonna be like,
Benson, you suddenly realize that Benson like cooks food in here, and you have no idea where he keeps it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Out loud, I was gonna say, yeah. So I'd offer you snacks or something, but I have no idea whether. I really don't know. Sometimes Benson brings them. I don't.
As you say that, Benson walks in from one of the other rooms holding a cheese platter, and he's like, "I brought this."
There he is, my man. I say out loud.
Benson places the cheese platter on the counter along with all of your equipment. Does not ask you any questions about it, and offers you a fist bump as you say, "My man."
I fist bump him.
He nods. Very good, sir. Is there anything else you require this morning?
Was there anything else we need? I think we're just gonna take the trail, so I think we're good. All right, very good, sir. I will have to ask all of you to keep it down, as
Miss Caldwin is still asleep down the hallway. I will go make sure her door is closed and have a pleasant day. Have a pleasant stay at the Caldwin Manor. As he walks down the hallway to check on Lizzie's door and then disappears somewhere else in the house.
Yes, that's Benson. He's great.
This is
Guy's an absolute legend.
This is very like, I am just like spun.
Yeah.
West is hashtag shook.
Is it the whole being very wealthy thing?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, you know, I can't sit there and be like, whoa, you're wealthy, because it's just, you know, you are.
Is that what it is though? Is that
This is quite possibly the biggest
throwing you for a loop
thing I've ever been in, next to the school.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. There's some of the older vampires are absolutely loaded.
Yeah,
you don't call this absolutely loaded.
That does make sense. When you're around for a long time, you just kind of amass a fortune unless you're just incredibly bad with money.
Yeah, you'd be crazy. I mean, well, we're talking about people that have been around since the 1600s, just accumulating wealth.
No, like, I've met with Dracula once or twice, and that dude's house is something out. Like, this is nothing, man.
This is nothing. Really, we're actually kind of a bit of the poorer end of the family. It's because technically, depending on who you ask, my mother married down. I grumble as I continue to separate out the like material, the equipment into like piles of one of each thing.
Yeah, so Nigel and Jacob equip themselves.
Did you make sure these work? Like,
they're brand new. They're brand fucking new.
I bought them from the store.
That means nothing.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess you could try them now.
All right, so Nigel and Jacob both turn on their walkies, and as Nigel goes to, like, talk into it, it instantly makes a very loud screeching noise, and he's like, ah, fuck, it works, damn it.
Yeah, so that's good.
Wes looks at Nigel and just thinks to himself, I'm the him of this group. And just kind of like looks down disheartedly.
Everybody, so he like clips the radio into his like shirt pocket underneath. He clips it onto the top of his overalls, and then puts a pair of earbuds in it, and then puts in one ear so he can like hear it. And Jacob does roughly the same thing, except instead of like a shirt thing, he just like shoves it in the pocket of his Letterman's jacket. So yeah, I am assuming everybody just kind of gets prepped here, unless you have any other conversation to have.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I put it on. I click my light headlamp thing, make sure it works. I also double check the headphones that are going under the noise canceling earmuffs or whatever.
They're earbuds. Yep, they sure are.
Yeah, those things.
They sure are earbuds.
I equip the thing. And I clip the radio to my pants.
Cool.
So I'm gonna do a similar clip on the radio and put on the headlamp, and then I'm gonna say, I know that it's not as big a deal as what we're doing right here, right now, but I'd appreciate it if you don't go around talking about this whole ish. I say gesturing to my opulent house. Around like just like people at school. I don't really want to have to deal with anything of that.
I understand.
Understand.
Do you just say understand twice? Like
no. No one ever gets my reference to this song from Jet Set Radio Future or whatever.
That's because Boko, I'm in character.
I can't believe you'd ever be in character.
I can, because you're the one who's not ever. Anyway, so I guess the four of you, what does your backyard look like? That's a good question.
Big.
Well, I think we decided he had a pool.
Yeah, you've got a pool.
So that's bad there.
It's covered because it's like
attached
October.
Hot tub, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The hot tub is not covered. But the pool is covered with.
Yes.
You've got like a solar thing on there because it's October.
I imagine we have some sort of pavilion.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
As we're walking out there, I do tell Josh or Connor about the juju bag as well.
And that's what you named it, huh?
That's what I said.
Listen, okay, stop. Stops in his tracks. We're naming this thing right now.
Okay.
How about
I offered West's bag of marbles.
that's kind of lengthy, isn't it?
You know what? I guess it is, huh?
What about
Now,
bag
if
balls?
you call it W bomb, this is me, Swissy, by the way. That would be West's bag of marbles abbreviated.
Mm.
Why wouldn't West say that in character?
Because
West hates
doesn't
it.
like it.
Because West hates it. You know, if we called it W bomb, that would be like West's bag of marbles, but abbreviated.
W bomb
WBOM.
sounds like a Dragon Ball attack.
It doesn't not sound like a Dragon Ball attack. And then Jacob's like, "What the fuck is Dragon Ball?" I'm just kidding. Obviously, I know what Dragon Ball is. You guys are fucking weebs, though.
Oh,
shaking
Jacob.
in disappointment.
You come into my house, you eat my cheese.
I prefer the term cultured. Thank you.
Adva is wincing at everything anyone is saying in this conversation.
What if you just called them magic balls?
That's not
But
terrible.
Not great
Wes's
either.
hefty
Why don't I?
sack.
Okay. We'll just be simple. They're marbles, okay? We'll just call them. Let's go with alliteration. Magic
He's
marbles.
got balls out to here.
Magic marbles.
No, I don't like that one. Magic marbles, that's solid. So we got magic marbles.
M&M's.
M&M's. There we go. Then we can talk about it in code.
Now, why does it always have to be a thing? Why can't it just be 2 words?
Well, I'm gonna call it M&M's either way.
Yeah,
I'm going to call it magic marbles and put this case to rest.
Okay. Wes is taking charge. So he's like
All right,
fiddling with
Zero-
the door. I think this is he's like fiddling with the screen door. I think this is locked. I can't actually go. How do you unlock this?
Turns out there is no screen door. He's just fucking stupid.
I pull up on the door in a certain way
Oh, I see.
and unlatch it.
Ah. All right, yeah, let's get going. So you actually, there's like tree line between you and the hiking trail, obviously, because it wouldn't just be like right up against it. That'd be weird. You know, property separation and all that. So you make your way through that.
Do you mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, exactly. So the hike through the woods is pretty quiet, but tense as you start getting closer to where you know the lake is. Nigel signals you all to put your headphones on, just in case. So you all switch over to walkie-talkie communication after this point. Okay, so you guys are approaching where the general area of the lake is. You have to like split off the hiking trail because it's not actually like from the lake. You can't really get there. Actually, that doesn't make sense because I said there was a bridge. So I'm going to say it like splits off the main trail. There's a second path that leads over to where the lake is. So you can either take that or you can kind of like cut through the woods if you don't want to directly approach it like right from the front. It's kind of up to you guys. I don't really care.
Which route would we like to take?
Oh my
I'm
God.
not doing that, by the way.
No, we can't. We can't do that. We're just going to assume we're going to assume unless something happens that everybody talking from this point on is from walkie-talkie.
Breaker 190. West, I can't understand you. You didn't say over.
Oh my God.
That's in character. That happened.
I can't even talk because I'm about to die laughing if I say anything.
Is that West or Swissy?
Are you serious?
Am I what? Over?
Wes just kind of rubs his temples for a minute and then gets back on the line. Which way do we want to take? Over.
I'm good with either. Over.
Yeah, kind of. This is y'all's plan. I'm just kind of playing along here.
So where are we specifically?
You're at a branch. At basically a branch where you can either cut through the woods to go like straight to the lake, or you can shake the path that leads to. You suspect leads to the bridge that leads to the like central island, which is surrounded by lake. So in a battle scenario, probably not the best place to be if you wanted to try to go that way. But
we're gonna go the long way. I'm just going to start walking while these jokers do their like
do their fucking Abbott and Costello
I make sure
bit.
that like I walk past Wes and make sure my bag bumps him a little bit rudely.
Bumps right into his bag.
West is confused by this gesture, but says nothing because he's socially awkward.
All right, so Adva just starts walking. Are you now? To be clear, are you cutting through the woods or are you taking the path?
We're cutting through the woods. We're not going to the central island because that's a bad place to be.
So as you,
I'm gonna look at West and then shrug and follow Adva.
Right.
West will then follow Connor.
As the 5 of you approach the lake, you get to a tree line where you can see the lake from, and Nigel kind of like nods to you guys to all like and crouches down behind a tree, and all of you are kind of hiding now. Jacob, you see Jacob take a deep breath. It's still not quite morning yet. So sunrise is about 7. You know this because one of you Googled it, I'm sure. It's about maybe like 6:45-ish, so it's still pretty dim. The sun hasn't come up yet, but it's not like pitch dark either. So I'm assuming you guys have your headlamps off for stealth purposes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. As you all crouch in the woods, Jacob, you can see Jacob take a deep breath, and then he stands up and walks out of the woods towards the lake. As he does this, a ghostly visage rises from the water, creating no ripples as it does. It appears to be a woman with a white gown and long black hair that covers her entire face. Jacob begins to approach the lake, nervously pulling the hood of his hoodie tight over the top of his head to be assured that his earphones aren't coming off. The siren begins to sing, which you can guess as she moves like in rhythmic movements. She begins to sing as Jacob approaches, although none of you can pick up the sound. Jacob doesn't either and stands his ground about 20 feet from the edge of the lake. As soon as the siren realizes that Jacob isn't approaching, her entire posture changes. Her hair parts as she lets out a terrible scream, and her gaunt, bony features are revealed. Hollow eye sockets sit above a patch of smooth skin where a human nose ought to be, and below that hangs a jaw straight out of a horror movie. Row upon row of razor-sharp teeth sit in a mouth that hangs far too low to be mistaken for human anymore. She begins to float towards Jacob angrily as ripples form in the lake below. Nigel speaks into your walkies. "All right, hunters, let's do this fucking thing. Over." Jacob shrieks in horror and begins to sprint backwards towards the tree line you're all hiding in. Nigel grips his flail and begins to charge forward at your signal, and at least a dozen thralls begin shuffling limply out of the lake. The sun is mere minutes from cresting the horizon, but the danger is now upon you. What do you do?
Oh, balls, it's time! I say, summoning my gun, and yeeting out of the tree line.
As Jacob begins running back towards you, he quickly clicks on his headlamp as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll smack mine on.
I will do the same, and I will reach into my bag and yoink from its depths.
I believe you're yoinking your marbles in public.
A marble that is rainbowish in color and kind of like, it's like if you look inside it, it's like it's still swirling as if it's,
I
liquid
get it.
inside.
As if it's still being freshly laid by the marble hen.
Yeah, it's that.
Paintball. It's a paintball.
Okay.
I mean,
so you do this.
I
suddenly realize I need to scroll down to remember the siren's powers.
I'm just kind of getting ready, and then in my opposite hand, I want to draw my shit. What are they weak against?
Nice.
Well, the thralls
Silver,
aren't
right?
anything.
Right,
What you've been told is that she is weak to silver, but she is incorporeal, so any physical damage will not affect her unless she is lit, basically, which makes her corporeal.
Right.
Fam.
Either way, I will still draw my silver sword because it is very damaging.
Okay.
So,
you draw your silver sword and
a marble in one
prep
hand and a sword in the other.
Okay.
Cool. And I will.
Nigel
How close are the
splits.
thralls to us?
So the thralls are like basically just coming out of the lake. The siren is maybe about okay. So I'm gonna say there's about 100 feet between the tree line and the lake. All right. Jacob was at about 20 when the siren started chasing him. It is beginning to gain on him as he's maybe about 20 feet from the tree line. The siren's at about 30, and the thralls are just now coming out of the lake. You actually see Nigel say like, I'm gonna go around and flank them so I can keep those guys off of you. You guys take care of the siren. And he splits off to the right through the trees and is going to charge the lake to start taking out the thralls.
Then I'm charging the left.
Okay, you charge left to do the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that leaves me and what?
Stick to the plan. Over.
Okay, so
Over. Sorry.
over.
Over.
So let's see. What direction are you going on it?
I'll break off to the right, and if I may, simultaneously, I will hurl my first marble to see if I can at least have her not gaining on Jacob.
All right. So I don't know if this is a kick some ass roll, since she can't really affect you at range.
Right.
So I'm gonna say act under pressure.
Act under pressure, and that is sharp for me.
That it's real cool, but I guess you have a thing for sharp, so.
I do. Yeah.
9. So Keeper's going to give you a worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I'm going to say you can do this, and if you hit her, the siren is going to be on you.
Okay.
She will take notice of this and will aggro you. So if
now,
that's
how far is far?
I was looking that up actually.
'Cause I didn't even think.
So far is just says effective at long range.
Okay.
So she's about 30.
But I guess
she's about 30 feet out. She's about 30 feet out from the tree line. So if you're darting out from the right, I would say you're maybe about 50 feet away.
In that case, I'm gonna make sure I'm facing her as far as headlamp goes, and have my sword at the ready.
Okay. As the marble strikes her and explodes, you see her recoil, and you would hear a shriek had you not been wearing your headgear that prevents you from hearing any sounds besides her walkie, essentially. And she recoils back and seems to let out a scream, which when she realizes that doesn't seem to have any effect, she charges at you. Adva, what would you like to do?
Okay, so
Horrifying.
I'm gonna say I was mirroring west's direction. So now that I see it starting to turn directly towards west, I'm gonna try to sprint up behind it, and I'm gonna assume I've already taken my trident out and try to impale it from the back.
Sure. Hey, are you gonna equip your armor shit? Are you gonna activate it?
Sure. I guess that can be in my in my running. While I pull that out, I rub my earrings.
Yep.
There's an entire magical girl transformation sequence.
Oh, there isn't. There's just kind of like triangular, like semi-translucent shapes floating in the air around you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So as you run up behind her to try to like stab her from behind, that I will say is definitely a kick some ass roll. So would you like to kick some ass, please?
Yes.
And since West has the light on, it is physical, so you can actually like impale it.
So I'm gonna.
And presumably you have the light on it from behind as well.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a tough roll, right?
Yep. Plus tough. That's an 8. So on a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. Amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. Usually means you inflict the harm. So what is the harm rating of your weapon?
The harm rating of my trident is 3. It's I don't know if weakness or anything.
Weakness just means it can kill it.
It can kill it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's down to okay. All right. So as that happens, it quickly whips around and tries to scream at you as well. But again, realizing that doesn't work, she's going to take a swipe at you with these long claw-like appendages that are on the end of her hands. It's basically like extremely long, extremely sharp fingers, and she like tries to. She tries to
name from X-Men 2.
Yeah. She tries to dig one of these into your shoulder, but your armor deflects it, so you take 2 harm, but you actually only take 1 because of your armor.
Yay!
Oh wait. Right. In what circumstance, by the way, do I mark experience for a bad roll? It's 6 or less, right?
Yes. if you fail the
Okay,
roll.
gotcha. Okay, that's 6 from earlier on, whenever you told me to inspect.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Connor, it's kind of you. I'm going to have, like, you and Nigel go at the same time. You both sprint out of the woods towards the thralls. And as you begin to do that, you actually hear some rustling from the woods behind you. And you see that Jacob is charging out after them and also is charging out after you and also screaming with his sword raised. So he looks like he's coming to help. So yeah, you both book out of the woods. Nigel begins taking on some of the thralls on his side as you both circled around the main conflict to try to keep these thralls off him. So you see about 4 of them split off towards Nigel, but he seems to have himself handled. And you see like 3 or 4 of them split off towards you and Connor, or you and Jacob as well. So that leaves roughly like 4 more that are crawling up the middle and beginning to go in the general direction of like Adva and West and the Siren. So what are you going to try to do to distract them, if anything?
Well, I was just gonna shoot them with my gun.
All right. Go ahead and shoot them with your gun then. Again, since they're at a distance where they can't really affect you in any meaningful way, I'm going to say act under pressure. As you like stop to turn and point your gun at these other ones, Jacob, one of them starts to take a swing at you. Jacob, still like screaming his head off, which you can't hear, but you can tell, like cuts off one of their arms with his sword and begins like to cover you as you fire at the other ones. So on a 14, on a 12 plus instead, pick an enhanced effect. So you completely hold the advantage. All hucksters involved in the fight gain +1 forward. You suffer no harm at all. Oh wait, I did act under pressure, didn't I?
You did.
Okay, well then you may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or you do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
What would be the something extra? Can I shoot a second time?
Sure. And these things don't have like they're not very tough, so you could probably take out like 2 of them. So there would only be 2 going towards them.
That's the plan.
Okay. So you...
Ooh, sick. Can I do it like a sick fan the hammer?
Yeah, sure. So
but only 2 bullets?
Yeah. So you quickly do like a cowboy, like quick fire and headshot 2 of the zombies that are approaching the other hunters. So now there are only 2 going towards Adva and West. But they've still got a little bit of ground to cover before they get there. So next up, I think, is West. Adva is like right on this thing, but from behind it, and you are right behind it.
Has its back turned to me now because it whipped around.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So it's like right up on both of you, and you can also see that there are 2 like zombies approaching you as well.
Gotcha. I am going, while its back is turned to me, I'm going to rear back a little bit and then try to run it through with the sword.
Okay. So I don't see any way that that's not kick some ass. So go ahead and kick some ass.
Time to roll bad. Hey.
9. Okay. On a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. So what's the armor? What's the rating of your thing? How much harm does it do?
It's 2, and it's also silver.
Okay, so it does 2 harm. This thing screams, and again, pretty much the same thing. She takes a swing at you with her claws and since you have no armor, she catches you like right in the shoulder blade, basically. She like pierces through your shoulder, and it hurts a lot, y'all. And you take 2 harm as she like tears into your flesh and then removes her. Okay. Large fingers now covered in blood.
Does the silver do anything extra as far as harm,
nope.
or is that just...
No.
It just means you could kill it.
It means you can kill it.
Okay, that's all weakness does.
You can kill it goodly.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It will like stay dead instead of just like coming back and being like, but wait.
But wait, more. It's time for the sequel.
All right, so I'm gonna actually pop back over to Connor real quick, before I have Adva go for this round, quote unquote. Connor, as Jacob begins to try to dig into another of the zombies behind you, you see one of them about to get the advantage on him and to like actually hit him with something. And before you can really react to it, you see like a flash from nowhere. You see a flash of metal as a baseball bat cracks this thing in the skull, knocking its head clean off. And behind Jacob, you see Chris Bevins also here, wearing like
Oh my god!
wearing like wearing like football armor basically that he borrowed from someone because he's on the wrestling team, and he's carrying a baseball hat. And then Jacob and Chris go back to back. He also appears to have like some sort of
Holy
earmuffs
shit.
or something in.
I can't believe we're the side characters right now.
Holy shit!
And
to
so yeah,
this main power couple.
yeah. So there are now two zombies around you, Chris and Jacob. Two zombies approaching the main fight with Adva and West. That's his name. And the Siren. And then there is Nigel. Looks like he's managed to take down one of the zombies. So there's still 3 over there, and he's kind of like doing his best to evade them. Pick his hits, basically, is what he's doing.
Okay. So, am I doing a thing, or is it just for
If you want.
noticing? Sure. I was gonna see if I could kick on the preternatural speed towards the 2 fools that are trying to interrupt my plans.
All right. Are you gonna kick their ass?
Because I think these 2 guys got handled.
Seems like it.
Yeah. I was gonna yeet up into close range and then fire a shot.
Okay, so as you very quickly make your way over to these other 2 zombies that are approaching the your 2 teammates, basically, and you're gonna try to pop a shot off. So I'm gonna say act under pressure. 12. God, you guys with the rolls. You may choose to do either what you wanted and something extra, to do what you want to do absolute perfection.
Can I do the double headshot again?
Sure. So
Baller.
you again, like from behind.
Can I do a sweet slide while I do it?
Sure. All right. So
Awesome.
You power slide through the like sand and dirt until you are now in front of them. So you're like between Adva and West and these 2 zombies now, and you blast both of them in the head, instantly taking them down. And you have effectively eliminated that threat, although you begin to see more ripples like coming from the lake.
Oh shit. Guys,
now
how's it going? We're gonna have company soon. Over.
So yeah, now Adva, it is your go. West has just stabbed this thing
right.
from behind and gotten kind of fucked up by it.
Okay, so whipped around again. Let's see.
The sword's still within her, by the way.
Yes, his gun holds 6 shots. So I
I did take
2
like
left in
a
the chamber.
back step and then run it forward. So I don't know how that
Yeah.
works, or if it matters.
I'm gonna say the sword is still like you've got it with one hand, but your other arm is pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Res Pint, the Magnum specifically has the reload trait. It is close reload and loud. So we decide after I fire 6 bullets, I think it's basically I need to spend an action of some sort. I need to actually reload and like have
Right.
that take an amount of time of some sort.
Right. So Adva, what are you doing?
So the siren's back is to me again, right? Because it
Yes.
flipped to. So I'm gonna try something.
You guys
also-
just continue to stab the
Are
siren
we
in the
gonna
back.
just like we just keep switching its aggro? It will never kill us. So tell
Actually,
me
I'm
about
gonna-
its neck and its head.
I'm gonna say so. As it like swung around at West, it turned you. So you and West are now on the same side of it, and it's
Because it swung me with the sword.
yeah.
There goes my idea.
So it's facing you both now.
Oh, fuck, that sounds dangerous.
Now I have to think of a new idea because I can't Nelson
on.
it.
Well, I guess it would be rude of me to interject, but
Could just stab it. I mean,
I could stab it, but I really wanted to put it in a full Nelson or a headlock.
why?
That seems improbable.
Well, you see, the thing is, my body is a divine weapon.
who is this thing aggroed on, by the way? Both of us?
Kind of both.
Now,
yeah,
since
yeah.
we're both
Okay.
both in front of it now, so it's both of us. Okay, I guess I'll just go for another stab.
All right, you as it's got like West kind of in its clutches. You kind of like swing around to one side and take a stab at it. Roll to kick some ass.
Oh,
That's a 7.
My rolls are not doing good today.
On a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game, etc. Blah blah blah. So what's the harm rating of your thing? 3, right?
Yeah. Silver Trident's 3. I'll take 1 harm because of my shield taking off one of it.
Yeah.
Unless it has a different attack.
It does not. So it actually, like, what it's gonna do is it's going to use its other claw to grab West and hurl West at you, knocking both of you backwards. You each take 1 harm. Adva, your armor takes most of the blow for that, so you actually take 0 harm. So now, West is now on top of Adva. West, it is now your turn. As more zombies begin to shuffle out of the lake, and you see Nigel and Jacob and Chris are kind of starting to be pushed backwards, like towards you
So how
guys.
fucked up have we gotten this monster so far? Can I tell that by a glance?
Not really. You have no way of knowing, but you've hit it. You've been hitting it a lot, so you have a pretty good guess that this thing is, if not on its last legs, getting pretty close.
Well, if you want to take its legs out,
it can float.
So
that probably wouldn't do much.
Right.
So, oh wait, who was up next?
You.
It's you.
It's me. And West. Okay. I'm going to, from my position now, having been thrown at another motherfucker.
Yep.
I will roll back away from the siren if I can.
Okay.
So
you roll off of
standing-ish
Adva.
position. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically roll back into a standing position away from the siren.
Okay.
And would this be too close for some juju bag or marble?
Well, you can always do it.
Yeah. It's just if there's consequences, I'll make them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
like I can shoot someone with my gun
when
when I'm right next to them.
Well, what I was gonna ask was, can I pocket sand-esque, like throw one at her face and then charge with the sword?
I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be too much, but I'm gonna let you act under pressure to see how much of this you're able to do.
Okay.
Sure.
Because this will at least be 2 different rolls.
Right.
9. So on a 7 to 9, Creeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So I'm gonna say you can get this throw off if you want, but when you roll off of Adva, your headphones are gonna come loose.
Uh-oh.
Which ones?
The sound canceling ones.
Gotcha.
So that's your choice. You can do this. You can do this, but your headphones will be vulnerable to sound.
How close is Connor to us?
Connor's about maybe 20 feet away.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, Connor, fire your gun right next to my ears.
You know, I could be over there. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Can I do
Oh
that?
yeah, I forgot. You're a vampire.
Yeah, I also have cool powers.
Would this be a little too much for one action if I
I'm gonna
told Connor to
again.
do that?
I would say that would be the end of your like action is doing the attack, so you would get 1 more damage in on it if you wanted to do that.
Okay, I don't think that's worth doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna say then your hard choice is that you don't get to do the attack, but you are back on your feet now, and your headphones are not off.
Right. Okay.
But you won't get to do the attack. So now it is. I've kind of shuffled it around, so I guess now it's Connor's turn. I'm gonna say like 7 or 8 more zombies have crawled out of the lake. 2 of them are pairing off towards Nigel, who's now got about 5 on him, and 2 of them are coming towards you, and 2 of them have paired off towards Jacob and Chris, who now have 4 on them total. And another thing. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. West, you still have the light on the thing too. Adva, your light is not on it because you've been just like knocked to the ground. You're not looking at it.
Yeah.
This is not the stream. This can't be the stream.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna fire at the two that are coming at me.
Okay.
Or at one of the two.
Okay.
I'll do that to start.
Right, so act under pressure. Luckily, you are very cool. Okay, so on an 11, on a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. So you managed to pop one of them, but the other one is still coming towards you, and it's like, I'm gonna say it's like right up on you now. As again, Nigel, Chris, and Jacob are starting to like back towards you as well to kind of like, they're backing up towards the lake, so they're getting like closer to you as well as all of these zombies are beginning to approach.
Is the zombie trying to step up? Is it doing anything? Or is it just all up ons?
It's all up in your biz, but it's Adva's turn now. You've done your thing.
I'm also on the ground.
So the siren is again tries to scream at the lot of you, but nothing really happens. And it then begins flying towards the two of you on the ground. So Adva, you are still on the ground, and it is coming towards you like claws ready.
Okay.
And West is keeping it in his sights, so to keep it like physical.
I'm gonna huck my trident at it.
Okay.
From the ground?
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
That's
I love
impressive.
it. I'm gonna have you act under pressure because you're doing like a ranged thing.
That's cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh no.
All my rolls
another
have been
experience
cursed.
mark.
So you get to
That is
mark
my
one
experience
experience.
mark.
You get to mark one experience.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a hard move. So, as you throw the spear at it, and it sails right past it. The siren like deflects it away with one hand, basically, and it lodges itself into the sand at a distance that it would take you a second to get to it. So it's just over there now. And as it does that, it swings down at you with its claws, and it like rakes its claws across you for 3 harm. So you're going to take 2 because of your armor.
So 2. Oof. I'm almost in the dying area. I've hit the spider.
Okay. High stakes, my man. It is now.
The spider.
Yeah, a lot of you are doing not
to
good. Yeah. So, West, it is now your turn. The siren is standing over Adva, like claws raised, like it's about to start going to town on her. There are also
never goes well for me, but
there are also a series of a plethora of zombies now making their way up the beach towards the lot of you.
You know what? Actually, would pulling out my knife, my blessed knife, be like? Would that take too much time?
I'm gonna say you probably no longer have the sword. The sword is like lodged in the siren, I think. So if you wanted to quickly like apparate it in your hand, you could do that.
Okay. I'll whip out the blessed knife, and in replication of our first fight, I will try to immobilize it using that Swords of Revealing Light style.
Okay, so you're gonna try to stun it. So I guess what's the
probably weird for magic?
It is use magic. 8. So on a 7 to 9, it works in perfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. The keeper will decide what effect the glitch has. So the effect I assume you're going for is trap a specific person, minion, or monster. So you, the glitches are: the effect is weakened, the effect is of a short duration, you take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate, unwelcome attention, and it has a problematic side effect.
And you choose that, right? Or
you choose the glitch. I just decide what it does.
Oh shit! Really?
I think. Wait, it says the keeper will decide what effect the glitch has. So. But it tells you to choose your effect and a glitch. So I guess you can choose the glitch, and then I'll tell you how that applies.
Okay. Yeah, so I choose the effect, you choose the glitch then? Or is that...
No, you choose both.
No, you choose both. You get to pick the glitch. Ninja just applies it.
The effect... Let's just say the effect is of short duration.
Okay. So I'm gonna give Connor and Adva something to do, and then the effect will be over, basically.
Okay.
All right, so I think it is Connor's turn. Yes, I mean turn.
Okay,
quote
so
unquote, but yeah, you see,
I have a
you see
question.
Wes take a stance with his blessed knife, and a like cage of electrical energy is holding the siren in place above Adva, who now has her spear is just like in the ground off at a little bit of a distance.
Can I try to like roll? Can I do something like try to like roll weird and like kick into like maximum overdrive?
Maximum
to do like extra stuff with my vampire speed.
What are you trying to do?
So there's something that's like exceed human limitations.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so I basically wanted to like kick into hyperdrive, draw my pistol with the silver bullets, and fire twice.
Okay. I would say if you want to do that, it could be use magic, I guess.
Yeah, like basically, I was sort of flavoring that as like using. I'm using the do one thing beyond human limitations, but it's like vampire. I'm like. Yeah, I'm like stressing my vampire powers.
Okay, yeah. If you want to try to do that, sure.
Okay, so roll weird.
7. Works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch.
Okay, so one thing beyond human limitations, and okay. I will say I take a harm.
Okay, so as you quickly spin around and see this, you fan the hammer of your... So you take out your silver pistol and fan the hammer at the... How much did we say that did?
The if it's the same as... I think it's the Magnum, just like my normal one, so it's 3.
Okay, we're gonna say... Okay, so I'm gonna say you're able to do that. That's your speed. The one harm is gonna come when immediately after you do that, one of the zombie that was right next to you comes up behind you and like takes a bite out of your shoulder.
Oh no!
So you take 1 harm from that.
Your turn.
I'm going to have you roll to act under pressure because you were able to do the thing. Now we're gonna see if it hits. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Again. So Kiefer's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I'm going to say you can hit it twice if you want, but the zombie behind you is going to like knock you over in such a way that your headphones will come off.
Uh-oh.
A price I'm willing to pay.
Okay.
Make it so.
All right. So the zombie knocks you over and you are now filled with sound as the 2 bullets lodge their way into the... West is still looking at it, and Adva's also looking at it, so it's still lit. The siren is struck by your 2 bullets and lets out a horrible shriek. And since you can now hear this, I'm going to have you take 2 harm, sound, ignore armor.
F.
So as it lets out that shriek, though, it begins to, like, it's still held in place by West's, like, psychic cage thing, which, it's beginning to, like, crumble down to, like, its knees, which is weird because it's floating in the air still. It crumbles down to its knees and is, like, grabbing the side of its head, still shrieking. So it looks like this thing is probably on its last legs. Now, Adva, it would be your turn.
Okay.
Can I shout something at Adva?
I won't
hear you. She won't be able to hear you.
I've got my
yeah, you're right. Can I?
Can you over something?
You can.
At me?
Sure.
My sword.
The sword is still.
In her abdomen.
The sword is still in her. Yeah, that's true. So.
Well, anyway,
West says the sword. It's now your turn to do a thing.
No, I've got an idea that might be cool.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna start my turn. I'm gonna use what I need when I need it. If you remember last week,
you put some stuff. What weapon did you
my
store?
Chain, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a chain, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the spinning the chain, and I'm gonna.
You're still on the ground.
Stop. Well, get up and start. I'm gonna while I'm in the process of getting up, I'm gonna make the chain appear in my hands, which does not require a roll.
Cool. So you reach into your triangular pocket dimension and pull out a chain.
Yeah. Yeah. There may or may not be hot pockets in there. I'm not confirming or denying that. Just upset Josh. I'm gonna start spinning it, and I'm gonna throw the weighted end at its head.
Okay. I'm gonna say because I can't really react until after this. Act under pressure.
Okay. Cool. Be cool.
That's a 10.
That's kind of cool.
On a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. So I don't think we gave this chain a harm rating.
No, we didn't.
So what does your ability that lets you kill things do specifically? Is it any weapon you use, or just your body and your holy weapon?
Your body and divine weapons always count as a weakness against
Okay,
monsters you fight.
Yeah,
This
so
chain is
any
not a
weapon.
divine weapon, so this chain can't
No.
kill it, but it does seem to like incapacitate it for the moment.
Yeah.
Right as the
Then I can
psychic
kill it.
right as the psychic cage collapses, it falls to the ground and starts like trying to recompose itself. But you've got a little bit of time to do something about it if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and... Wait, how far is my trident from me?
You hooked this thing full force, so I'm gonna say probably about like
Okay,
60
then I'm
feet.
just gonna go in with my... I'm gonna go in with my hands then, because they count.
Are you gonna choke it out?
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go... Listen, as a swimmer, I know how air works. I'm
Okay.
going for the throat. I'm gonna push my thumbs
I
into
know
where...
how this ghost breathes.
So you're
I'm
saying
gonna-
Michael Phelps could choke anybody in the world?
Yes.
Even an incorporeal being.
Yes, I'm going to go apply my assuming this thing has similar human biology. I'm going for the throat and pressing my thumbs into it.
Okay, so as you start doing that, the creature tries to let out another shriek, but it's caught in its throat as you begin to choke the air out of it. And it takes like a little bit, what feels like an eternity, but eventually the like hollow eye sockets that this thing had like spooky glowing eyes in completely dim. And then the zombies, which were just starting to like get up on you, Connor, there was like 3 or 4 of them like on you, and it looked like Chris and Jacob and Nigel were not having it handled anymore, and they all just kind of collapse as the life leaves this thing. So now you are on a beach covered in corpses as the ghost like the siren like explodes into a puff of like purplish black smoke, not unlike a Zelda enemy, which just kind of like
Does it leave one of those orbs?
no, it's just kind of like it's like a kind of like a powder of some sort, which then like settles onto the dirt and sand around you, and you have defeated this combat. And while you can't hear anything, it smells horrible here.
Dead fish, I assume.
It smells like about 30 dead people.
Ooh. Is that how many people it killed?
At least. Minimum.
Yeah, so
I'm assuming when it like goes poof, my sword just clatters to the ground. It doesn't explode with it. I hope.
yeah, you know,
Or
your
go
sword,
flying.
Yeah, no,
your
your,
sword
your
just
magic
clatters.
sword is just gone.
Rip.
Yeah,
You
so
I was
you're-
just hoping
you're-
it didn't go flying in a certain direction from.
It goes flying and stabs West right in the head.
Yep, you got it.
No,
I was just asking where it was.
it just collapses to the ground, which like Adva was like on the ground choking this thing out, and I'm pretty sure it got stabbed in the back, so it probably like thrust through it. So it just kind of
Cool.
like falls over and lands in the dirt. And yeah, you've done the thing. Nigel, Jacob, and Chris look absolutely exhausted, like heaving for breath. Jacob and Chris are like leaning on each other heavily, and Connor, you have like 2 dead guys on top of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like pop up, shoving those guys off with my unholy strength.
Yeah.
And then I'm
They
gonna
go
wait.
maybe
I'm
a
gonna
little
have,
bit further than you would have thought.
yeah, and then I'm gonna have like the earmuffs like around my neck, and I'm gonna jog up to these guys and be like, "We did it!" Obviously yelling, because
you don't
I
hear.
cannot hear myself.
You don't hear it.
What? Oh, Wes pulls his earphones off. What'd you say?
What?
What?
I'm assuming I
Yeah,
have
your
slight hearing damage.
your ears
from
are
the
ringing
sight,
and
the
and
scream.
bleeding, and your ears are ringing and bleeding a little bit.
Oh no, he's ruptured his eardrums. Wait a second. Why did your
Hang on.
eardrums heal?
I'm gonna. Can I unquenchable vitality myself?
Sure.
Unquenchable vitality in my eardrums real quick.
That's when I've taken harm. You can heal yourself. I roll plus cool.
Mhm.
On a 10 plus, I heal 2. On a 7 to 9, I heal 1. And on a miss, my injuries get worse.
Oof.
Steven?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll. Cool,
Nice.
you did it. You heal however
Can I do
much
it
hard-
again?
No, I'm gonna say no.
Damn.
How much do you heal? Like 2?
2,
Okay. How much did you even take?
3.
Ah, because of the, yeah. So the blood in your ears just kind of like slurps back into your ears, and you can hear good again.
It's like a wet willy.
It's like, you know how the
that's-
Terminator reconstructs itself? That's how I imagine vampire healing to work.
Ooh.
That's so much better. We did it, guys.
Yeah.
Wes,
I say as though my
now, I
blood
should-
didn't just slurp back into my ears.
So West, I should explain. Your shoulder is super fucked up. Like, you've lost most control of that arm. Adva, Adva, as you breathe, you feel like you probably have like a cracked rib or something.
Oof! Ouch! My ribs.
I grab my sword and kind of like lean on it with the good arm.
Yeah, so these two are real fucked
Just,
up.
like, exhausted.
It looks like Nigel's taken a little bit of a beating too, but he's largely fine. And the arm, both of the Letterman jackets of Chris and Jacob look like they are like shredded to shit, but they managed to like suffer through it, and it looks like the jacket took most of the damage from them. And the jacket and football armor took most of the damage there. So Chris and Jacob like walk up to the three of you like, "Hey, did we do it? Did we do the thing?"
Yeah, mans.
I stagger to my feet and give a thumbs up, and I go to get my my trident.
Okay.
And I've also returned the chain to the void.
Okay. So, cool.
I'm gonna reholster my real gun and then disappear my magic gun.
Whew, what the fuck? Okay. And then Chris...
I knew you
Chris,
could choke
Chris-
sirens to death, huh?
Well,
She-
when your
she walked-
entire body is a holy weapon.
she walked
That
away.
makes sense.
She's like walked away from you as soon as you gave the thumbs up. So it's just you two,
I
you
gave
two
the thumbs
Chris
up
and
as
Nigel.
I was.
Yeah, I was talking to like the people who were still present.
Okay. Yeah, is that what that was? Whew, shit. Wow, that's okay. Lot to process right now. And Chris and Jacob are like, "Do you mind if we like take a second here?"
Oh
fuck.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, they both like
Papa Jortsmoon.
they both just like walk off a little bit of a distance and like sit down, leaning up against a tree. And as that is going on, Adva, you walk back up to the main group, and Nigel like turns around, and out of the woods you see fuck, what was her name? Can't remember jack shit.
Stacy.
Diane Gabriel, the like 7-foot tall angel woman, walks out of the woods and says,
Oh,
"Well done, the 6 of you, I suppose, on destroying this monster. I'm glad you were able to do something that I could not, and see this situation to its resolvingness. Words are hard, it's very early. There is, of course, I sincerely hope that ooh, you guys are real. Here, let me take a look at you." And she holds her hands out over your shoulder, West, and you are healed for 2 harm, which is about the
Gotcha.
first.
That puts
like,
me back to 1.
That's I don't think that's going to completely fix you up, but that's about the best I can do by magical means. And then she does the same. She does the same over
appreciate
your like rib cage, Adva. So you are also healed for
that's
2
just
harm.
too.
Okay, so what are you up to?
I was getting my trident.
No, what do you?
No, health.
You've done that. Your health.
Oh,
What's
that's
your health?
I'm missing 1 harm, so I'm
Okay, so
pretty
you're both
good.
at 1 harm. So you're both still pretty winded and a little bit injured, but you're not like crippled.
I'm
anymore,
banged
at
up.
least.
I
Dying,
don't
yeah.
I don't have a broken rib anymore,
Yeah, it's still bruised, but it's not cracked anymore.
which is good.
And West, you're still bleeding a little bit, but it's not like an immediate concern anymore.
Right.
He's like,
So, the missing students, would they be, do you think
as she
they were
looks
among...
as she looks around, she's like, unfortunately I don't see them here, but it's very likely that they are not going to be found. If anything,
I
if anything,
understand.
they may be in the lake. So, but
Yeah, I was gonna say probably in the lake. I
Yeah.
say in between drinks of my Jortsmoon.
yes, it's very unfortunate. But the three of you, the six of you, I suppose, at least, have assured that no further harm will come to the students of Maplebrook University from this terrible monster. Regarding Chris Barclay and Chris Bevins and Jacob Barclay, do you think that they will require rewriting to keep our secret?
Yes,
Almost certainly.
it's probably just better for them too.
That's true. They have gone through a traumatic experience with all of this. But I
Wouldn't it be
just
best
want
to ask them?
I just wanted
well?
to, of course, but I wanted your opinions as well as the new hunters. This is sort of the cleanup is
That's
at least a little bit under your purview. So,
Right.
Yep, that's my vote.
if you believe they need rewriting, I will take that into consideration when I make my choice.
Hard yes.
Okay, so
Wes just kind of looks at Adva and then at Connor. He realizes he's going to be outvoted anyway, so he just shrugs.
fair enough. The three of you, I will see you back at class. I'll make sure your teachers know that you're out today if you want to take the day off to recuperate. That's completely understandable. And like right as she's starting to say this, the sun is like just now coming up and you can see it like over the tree line a little bit. So it's the morning classes start in a couple hours, but the three of you have earned a hard rest, and you too, Nigel, as well. And he's like, yeah, I was just about to ask if I could take the rest of the day off, and glad you sort of settled that one for me, because boy, ugh, it really takes you out of you in your old age. And she's
Yeah,
like,
I think I have a pop quiz in personal finance, so
I'll be
gonna
sure
go to that.
Okay. If you don't need the day off, then that's fine. West.
Nah, it should be good soon, I think.
Okay. Adva, I believe you have swim practice in like right now, actually. But again, if you needed some sort of permission slip for your coach or something, that is understandable.
I've got an excuse already.
Okay, sounds good.
I
West.
went swimming in the lake.
West is kind of staring at the lake right now and just kind of thinking. And then he turns to Diane and is there anything that can be told to the families?
It'll likely turn into another missing persons case, although we can come up with some sort of excuse, like they may have come here on their jog and fallen in and drowned, unfortunately. But we can, now that the danger has cleared, I can have the authorities investigate the lake and see what they can drag up.
And then he turns and goes to presumably enjoy a day off.
Okay, so as the three of you walk out of the woods, presumably, followed by Nigel and the two wrestle boys, I have a quick epilogue to read for this chapter.
Yes.
So the camera cuts quickly to a row of trees at the very edge of the clearing, where we see a girl wearing a hooded sweatshirt, knee socks, and a black and white plaid patterned skirt take a deep breath with the current threat having passed. She folds her weapon back up and sets it on her belt, but her eyes never leave West Wordsworth standing in the clearing. She quickly ducks back into the tree line and behind a tree, rubbing her eyes to make sure she's not imagining things. Peeking back out, he's still there, and she inhales sharply. She quickly darts back into the woods, her head spinning. She has some things to consider. And as the hunters and their charges leave the woods, we pan backwards to see a different hooded figure in a robe in the opposite tree line. Their faces obscured and they frown. They raise one arm and speak something in a language that we do not understand. We hear a second voice respond in kind, and after a moment the figure nods and lowers their wrist back to their side before starting to make their retreat. As they turn around, a girl in a white hoodie is standing immediately behind them, causing them to jump with a start. We can only see long blonde hair poking out from beneath the hood at first, as she begins to chide the robed figure. "Aw, too bad, mister. It seemed like your siren had been doing so well. She must have killed at least a dozen people. Too bad the old man seems to have found some new blood, huh? The figure mumbles something in response, and the girl continues. Oh, well, we got what we came for. Lord Altorian will be glad to hear that the High Priestess is still alive and well. On behalf of the Triad Menagerie, I would like to thank the Order for their help in this matter. The girl extends a hand. The hooded figure seems to ignore it and continues into the relative darkness of the woods. The girl frowns and takes off after them. Hey, wait up, mister! As she begins to run, her hood falls down, and although the dim sunlight isn't enough to reveal her face, it does catch off of one thing. The camera cuts in close to reveal red, triangular earrings in slow motion against a backdrop of platinum blonde hair. And then time catches up and she sprints off into the relative darkness of the surrounding woods after the retreating robed figure. The camera pans upward to look at the setting moon, and then the scene slowly fades to black. And that is the end of Chapter 1 of Maplebrook. Which I believe I don't remember the name of, despite the fact that I've written it so many times.
There's 3 S's. Something, Sirens.
Something,
Siren
Secrets, and
Song.
Siren Song. I know it ends with Siren Song.
Yeah, Skeptics.
So yeah,
That's the first one.
Skeptics, Secrets, and Siren Song. That's the end. You guys have done it. So now we can do
Yay.
we can do the post-mystery wrap-up for the end of session. Did we conclude the current mystery? Yes.
Yes.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Did we learn
Sure.
something new and important about the world? I guess.
I don't think we
so.
learned any. Because like
you
say
didn't-
monsters
you didn't-
exist,
you
but
don't
we
know-
did that for the first one.
Yeah, you don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know the stuff that just happened.
Yeah. That's for the.
We
cinematic.
don't.
That's for
We
the
don't
audience.
know that. We don't know that 2/3 of our party is actually important.
Except for Connor and stuff.
It's just fun. There's just also Connor here. I love it. It's
I mean,
brilliant,
You
frankly.
were also the most badass in that fight, that's for sure.
No, for sure.
No, I just really like the idea that like shit's just keeps plot is happening around Connor, and Connor's like, okay.
Connor's the everyman.
Weird
who
that the-
happens to be a
weird that the-
vampire.
Who is the
Weird that the
vampire?
vampire
It's
is like
great
the
plot.
everyman of this story.
I can't.
The vampire is the guy with nothing going on.
in the
His,
party of
his
two
side
humans.
story is that his sister has a girlfriend, and that's it.
In this party of 2 humans and a vampire, the vampire is the everyman.
It's very
My
good.
God.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Connor's
yes.
rich.
Yes.
Yeah. I level up.
I
Okay,
also
so
level up.
if you get 1 or 2 yes answers, mark 1 experience. If you get 3 or 4, mark 2. So you got 3 or 4, so you can mark 2.
Oh, okay. I got 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
also
I did
got
not
2.
level up.
I'm 1 away from leveling.
Yeah, you guys should be at 4. I'm at 3
Yeah,
Alright.
because Woodsy and I both botched rolls.
because I did not botch a roll this session.
Nice.
I just shot things with a gun, and then I pulled out a different gun.
That was exciting, and I enjoyed that epilogue immensely.
Good. I'm sure West may, well, not West because he doesn't know Dick, but Swizzy may have put together some things. And I
Yeah,
just,
maybe.
I just basically did a plot dump at the end there for everything else that's going on. Dropped a lot of names that don't really mean anything to anybody yet. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us tonight, folks. Swissy has got to wake up in the morning, and I don't have anything else written, so.
I mean, everybody has to wake up.
Except,
I guess that's
Blade
true.
doesn't work tomorrow.
Nope. That means I got plenty more time to write because that was the end of the chapter. I had that written and nothing else. So I'm also going to talk to you guys
Baller.
and see I'm going to have maybe a month interim between this chapter and the next one. So I'm going to off stream ask you guys kind of what you've been doing so we can sort of work that out. And then next week is Tuesday Night Tussle, and then the week after that will be whatever the chapter 2 of Maplebrook is. So yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight.
It's just like Fortnite.
Yep. It's just like
It's
Fortnite.
Fortnite Chapter 2.
We're gonna
Yes, the
we're gonna
monster in
pretend
chapter
it's
2 is
dead.
black
Connor
hole.
gets a victory royale.
All right, yeah. That's
Out of
gonna do
all
it.
of us,
We'll
yes.
see you next week for Tuesday Night Tussle, which I don't remember what the name of this pay-per-view is, but we'll figure it out.
But you wrote it.
Oh, I think it was.
Bye.
It might have been. No, it's not Champions Miss because that's the Christmas one. Whatever. Bye.